there is AKAPAD's Jim Lee bonus feature, special 6-page Jim Lee sketchbook bonus. This is a Michael Turner Aspen Studios production. We're going to get into this Superman run and the work of Michael Turner around this time, but that's down the road. This is affordable. We can all go out. We can get this for pretty inexpensive. This was a dollar bin find. You can see how beat up it is. And look, we got all these spine ticks, damaged spine. So why is this important? We have to go back to Jim Lee's Hush. And I apologize. I only have the black and white and the penciled collected editions of Hush. And Hush was significant, not because of the quality, not because of the mystery, the story, not because of Jeff Loeb's contribution, but Hush was this coming out party for Jim Lee. And Jim Lee shocked the comic book world, not from anything I just mentioned. The book was regular and consistent. 12 issues, 12 months. Jim Lee had struggled to get these out on time. Heroes Reborn Fantastic Four Volume 2. This is what I consider to be one of his all-time issues. He only does 6 issues of what's proposed to be 12 issues by Jim Lee. But some of the X-Men work around this time, some of these come out on time. And keep in mind, it's not just Jim Lee. This is Homage Studios. Punisher War Journal comes out on time. Jim Lee's run of on-time work is really Punisher War Journal, X-Men. So we get money, right? We get all of this WildStorm Productions seed money from the revenue of X-Men #1. The greatest selling comic book of all time. We've all seen this image. This image has been beaten to death. We have a run of Wildcats on time. But Jim Lee's relatively on Wildcats for 12, 13 months. His flagship title of his own company that X-Men #1 helped fund, he can barely be on this for a year. And then he kind of goes away. He tries to run the company, okay? Becomes a company guy. But he comes back with Divine Right. And Divine Right excites nobody, except for me. I was like the only person into this. Divine Right storyline-wise, it's the Adventures of Max Faraday. Max Faraday essentially becomes this guy here. He becomes like a godlike being. And he creates like the WildStorm universe. It's kind of a big idea. But he struggles with this book. So as a follow-up, everyone's like, Jim Lee can go monthly. Let Jim Lee go monthly. What else can Jim Lee go monthly with? Well, it's this guy. Someone just gave me this. I don't know why. I love it. There's a Joker one in these. These are 1988 applause. I think these are fantastic. I need the Joker one. So it's Jim Lee is going to make Superman monthly. We're going to get 12 issues of Jim Lee. And this is hyping that up. And I think this has some insanely interesting, overly intelligent sketch work. And by overly intelligent, it's black and white. We have a lot of whiteout like this. And we see thumbprints. But it's the idea, it's the attitude, it gets you excited. At the time, though, we have to kind of make a note. See, we have DC Comics presents an Aspen MLT production. Joe Kelly, who was a great Superman writer of this time. Michael Turner, writers, and Talent Caldwell. Michael Turner was kicking ass with Aspen Comics. His own company. He fought with Top Cow. He wrestled everything away from Mark Silvestri and Top Cow. Does his own thing and then immediately starts doing contract work. Third-party production work with DC Comics, but also Jim Lee. I feel like Jim Lee, with this, he feels the door. The door is knocking. He feels it. And these are great stories, by the way. But here it is. And I don't want to read you some of his notes. I just want us to appreciate the use of Jim Lee's blacks. And even here, like, this always confused me. Like, look at this whiteout. That's got to be a mistake, right? I know a lot of people feel Jim Lee's, like, style, his presence needs to be bright. Like, for some reason, Jim Lee cannot, like, should not do shadows. Like, people want Jim Lee's artwork to be open, right? Like, we kind of call that open. Like, you see, like, wide open. Right? Very open. But the Jim Lee, in his heart of hearts, wants heavy shadows. He wants to sculpt. He wants to model the figure. So we get some notes here. High cut, low cut. What does the end of the wrist for the costume look like? What does the belt look like? What do the boots look like? I mean, get some of these out. I like kind of where we can tell it's a Sharpie, like a very thick Sharpie. But look at the shadow. Jim Lee, during this time, he transforms. He goes back to his early Punisher work, those early Punisher covers, and he's modeling the figure in shadow. He's figuring out different ways to show the form. And this is what I was talking about. See, like, the thumbprints. It's like really cool stuff. And we get more of this in some of his live streams, some of his live work. The way, again, he models the figure with shadow. We kind of see some of this earlier, you know, like he's figuring out the whiteout. And he later becomes an absolute master with black and white. But these are great. They're just great to look at. I think they're great to have around because they're just efficient. Like, even here, like he's molding the face, and you know it's a Jim Lee drawing. Like, I love this here, the bottom of the deltoid and the bottom of the chest. I don't know why. It's just so sloppy but distinctive. Yeah, AKAPAD. There's a little bit of a short video, but I just wanted to highlight this. Superman 203, May 2004. And then we're going to get a little bit deeper in the Michael Turner Aspen DC work. But that's later. I just wanted to, hey, you got a couple bucks, hit eBay, get the sucker.